to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On The Brinker, and today I'm going to review the latest sequel to a hit movie, Death on the Nile. This movie is the sequel to 2017's Murder on the Orient Express, and once again this movie is directed by Kenneth and stars Kenneth with Gal Gadot, Armie, Letitia, Wright, Russell Brand, Mckay, and Jennifer Saunders. Hercule Poirot's Egyptian vacation aboard a glamorous river steamer turns into a terrifying search for a murderer when a picture-perfect couple's honeymoon is tragically cut short. Now, what do I think of the 2017's Murder on the Orient Express? I honestly find it okay. It's a fine mystery film that is basically what you see in most whodunit mystery films. But I thought Kenneth Branagh's direction in that movie was really well done, and the cast did their best for what they're given. I think Kenneth Branagh is definitely the best part of that movie. So, I was very skeptical for the sequel. It's been delayed for a very long time. So, I went to this movie very, very skeptical. I know the direction's going to be good, but I'm worried that this movie is going to be forgettable like the first one was. Even though I do have it on Blu-ray right now, because it gets enjoyable once in a while when you rewatch it. But the cool thing is, I actually get to see this movie in a 70mm projector. If you don't know what that is, 70mm is basically looking like this. It looks like you're watching an old classic film, and I find that very, very cool. Hopefully I get to see more films like that in the future. So it looks really, really cool, so I think that's a good treat for this film. But when I got into this film, I'm still feeling very, very skeptical of the film, because I thought this film was going to be like every other murder mystery film. And guys, I gotta say, Death on the Nile was definitely a huge surprise for me. I wasn't expecting to enjoy this one as much as I did. Absolutely, this is a massive improvement on the first movie. I thought the first movie suffers the issue that it's just the same murder mystery film that you've seen many times before. Death on the Nile definitely did something different, and I honestly appreciate what Kenneth Branagh was trying to do. I think this is a massive improvement, and I would say the look of this movie looks absolutely fantastic. This movie took place in Egypt, and my god, the way the movie looks, it looks astonishing. It looks beautiful. It definitely has a different tone than the first movie. The first movie is much more darker than this movie when it comes to tone. This movie is much more lighthearted, and I really like that about this film. It's so tropical in a way, and it makes me want to go to Egypt because, my god, the landscapes in this film are absolutely beautiful. But of course, this film has a gigantic cast, and of course I'm not going to talk about every single one of them individually. I'm going to talk about the ones that I liked in the film. First off, once again, Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot. I loved him from the first movie. He was the best part of the first movie, and again, he was the best part of this movie. You get to know more of his story in this film, which is really, really interesting, especially how he got this mustache, which is very, very interesting. And Kenneth Branagh just does a fantastic performance in this film. Definitely better than the first one. I thought his performance in this movie just taps more harder than the first movie. He's charming, he definitely has a lot of humor into him, but he also is great in serious moments. Kenneth Branagh was definitely perfect for this role. But the rest of the cast, like Gal Gadot, she was great in here. I love Gal Gadot as an actress, especially Wonder Woman. But this movie, I like to see her in more films because I think she is a great actress. She's not just a hot model, which she is. She can also freaking act, and she's really great in this film. Even Armie. Now, I know Armie is going through some things right now, and everyone's controversial about him as well. Kind of like what Annette goes through. But I'm judging from his acting. I think he does a really great job in this film. The rest of the cast, for the most part, like Letitia Wright was really good in the film. Russell Brand, it's good to see him back in a film. Like, we haven't seen Russell Brand in a film, like, in a long, long time. Mckay, though, I really liked her in Sex Education, but in this movie, she needs to be in more films. She is fantastic in this film. She's definitely the most intense character out of all the characters in the film. But definitely the murder mystery aspect was definitely much more stronger than the first movie. It's definitely much more intense, it's more thrilling, and the thing about this movie, it took a little while to get going from the first act of this movie, but to me, I was not bored. I was literally so invested in the suspects of this film, and I was definitely invested in Hercule Poirot a lot more than the first Murder on the Orient Express. I thought the first Murder on the Orient Express, there are some good characters in there, but some of them are pretty generic. This movie, they twist some things around with it, and I really like that in this film. This movie is intense, it's thrilling. There are moments where I'm like, holy shit, I did not see that coming. But what's great about this film is that this film definitely gets you very, very invested. Like, there's a lot of elements where I'm like, oh, I'm expecting that. Oh, okay, I did not see that coming. I thought Kenneth Branagh definitely directed this movie much more better than the first movie did. And the writing was definitely much, much better. It makes me want to see more from this franchise again, because the first movie I'm just like, okay, it was okay, but then Death on the Nile was like, boom. It really surprised me. I actually find this movie pretty good, actually. I do have problems with the film though. It's not a perfect movie. It's not the best movie of the year or anything. I do think, like I said before, this movie definitely takes a long time to get going. Like, the murder mystery aspect of the film comes, like, when the second act comes in, like the second to third act. This movie took a little while to get going. I thought the pacing in the first movie to the murder mystery aspect was a little bit better. Not to say this movie was boring or anything. I was so invested the whole way through. But this movie took a bit of time to get to the main plot of this movie. It's more of like a vacation movie from the first act of this film, with some intense mystery aspects as well. But also, there are some other suspects in the film where I'm just like, okay, they're going through the same issue that I have with the first movie. This movie's cast is way too big. So there are some actors in the film that are just like, okay, they're just left out. Like, you don't even give a shit about other characters in the film. You give a shit more about the top ones and the one that mainly focus on. But there are some other characters where I'm like, okay, I want to see what they're thinking of this situation, but you don't get to really see that. But overall, guys, Death on the Nile was a huge surprise for me. I wasn't expecting to like this film as much as I did. I think Kenneth Branagh's direction was really, really good. I thought the acting was spot on. The murder mystery was definitely better than the first movie. It's much more intense and thrilling in my opinion. The setting is fantastic. I think Kenneth Branagh does a really good job developing this movie, and I definitely want to see more from this franchise now. Are they going to make a third one? We don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to give Death on the Nile a B+. So guys, that is my review for Death on the Nile. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. Do you like this film, hate this film, or you thought it's okay? Let me know in the comments below. And what is your favourite murder mystery film? Let me know that also in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. Keep contact with me. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel now for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. And have a nice day.